Hello, and welcome to another Kaiju OC Profile. Today's monster is of ancient descent, a monster that is a nightmare for all elves and dwarfs. The monster goes by many names: the bringer of Ragnarok, the emperor of fire, and the fire giant. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Surtr. Yeah, we're good. Exila here with yet another Kaiju OC profile. And today we're going to be taking a look at Fired Goji 2000, aka Kaen Gojira's Surtr. And yeah, so without further ado, guys, let's get right into this. Its height is 160 meters, length 270 meters, weight 385,300 metric tons. That's a heavy monster. Abilities include high intelligence, regeneration, physical strength, bite force of 150,000 metric tons, Hellbringer, Giga Destroyer, Infernal Eruption, Fire Strike, Hell Blast, and Infernal Rage. So, obviously, there are more to it with those abilities, but I just wanted to, say the names of those abilities. But anyway, so, yeah, Jesus. So obviously, the weight is probably the one thing that really caught me off guard. That is a big, heavy monster. Also, if this weight that he put in is true, then that means this monster is literally heavier than Super Mechagodzilla, King Ghidorah, and Destroyer. Like, holy crap, that is a heavy, heavy monster. Everything else in terms of its abilities and its naming, it's really, really good. Now, another thing too that I wanted to say about the abilities, the creator himself actually explains the abilities of Surtr, but I just wanted to say the names of the abilities, and that's probably the most, and that's probably one of the many things that are important, I guess, is just the naming implications of the monster's abilities. Sometimes it doesn't really have to go over the top, but at the same time, when it comes to naming abilities, it's always been something that I've always pointed out and something that I've always said, like, you should always name your abilities. And hey, he named his abilities. So, yeah, I'd say that's a plus right there. Yeah, stats here are pretty decent. All right, now we're gonna go into the bio. Now again, I just want to make something clear. All this is all from the creator himself, so there might be some miswordings or misspellings or something like that, but just keep in mind this is all from the creator, from him or herself. So, yeah. When the 9 realms of the world tree Yggdrasil were still at peace, creatures, man, elf, dwarf, and even Jotnar were able to move to the outer realms, but the portals form the Bifrost were closed when the Aesir and Vanir started to a terrible war, where when the portals were closed, many were trapped and Midgard, and under them was a young Surtr separating him for his parents at an age where he needed their protection, forcing him to fend for himself. But Surtr survived and fought his way up to the top, become the apex predator of Midgard. Now, okay, so obviously there were a lot of miswordings. There was a lot of words there that he put in this bio that did not need to be there, and obviously he meant to put a different word, but he didn't really spell it correctly. So yeah. Anyway, so from what I can sort of kind of understand, there was a war, and I guess a portal opened, revealing a trap underneath them and underneath the ground. And I guess they discovered a young Surtr, which is the creature that is the OC. And I guess it survived and fought its way up to the top to become the ultimate apex predator. That's, at least that's what I was able to understand. Like, I could kind of understand what the creator was trying to do, I guess, but just the wording in this bio was pretty bad. Like, I didn't understand anything. Kaen Gojira, fix up on your bio, man, because I couldn't really understand it, my G. Alright, now we're going to be taking a look at the design of Surtr. Now, obviously, looking at the design visually, it is your standard dinosaur looking design, with a few things to it that I'd say is pretty cool. For example, instead of feathers, this monster in particular has fur. So in a way, I mean, it looks like fur to me, at least visually looking at it. It could be feathers. If there are supposed to be feathers, then he didn't really do a good job illustrating that, because it doesn't really look too much like feathers. But visually looking at the design, it actually looks really cool. It does have a presence. It does show what the monster is capable of. The colors, the color patterns on the monster itself are nice choices. I really like the eye. The eye is probably the one thing that catches my eye, ironically. Probably the first thing I see, and obviously everything else on it is really nice. Another thing I like about the design itself is that it reminds me of the monsters from uh, the Colossus. It's a game that you could play on your PlayStation or PC or whatever. But you know, the designs of those creatures, they kind of have a similar design with this creature. So I don't know if maybe he took inspiration from that and implemented it into his design. Other than that, it's really nice. However, I will say that to maybe add a bit more to the monster, I guess, to give it that more menacing look, I guess. I don't know if this monster is exactly supposed to be an hero or an anti-hero, but obviously, you know, I would say, you know, to give him a horn in front of its nose. I think that would be a nice touch. Other than that, everything else looks pretty decent for the most part, and yeah. So, what are my final thoughts on Surtr? Or actually, you know what? Let me talk about something about the name Surtr, because something really weirds me out about Surtr. Like, I don't know. The name just doesn't really fit with the design of this monster. Like, I don't know. I would have really liked it if it was like maybe called like Magmasaurus or Ragnarokis or something more, you know, menacing almost. I don't even know how to really best describe it without using the word menacing, but there is no other way of describing it as far as I know. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know what I mean when I say that, you know? So, I mean, you know, something with that kind of name, like the name Surtur, it's okay, but for a monster with this design and with a monster of this sort of like stats and abilities, I really feel like it should be probably named something else. But anyway, as a monster, Surtur is a pretty interesting concept. I personally really liked the stats, the design. However, the bio needs a lot of work because I couldn't understand anything on that bio. So I would say to work on that. Other than that, the monster itself is really neat, and obviously I added a bit of things to add on the design overall, like maybe add some extra specs here and there and all that good stuff. Other than that, the monster itself is really neat. And Kaen Gojira, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right. But yeah, this monster is a well done in terms of design, color scheme, and stats are really good. The only thing, of course, is to work a bit on the bio, because I couldn't understand at all what you were trying to make for your monsters story. Other than that, though, guys, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy today's Kaiju OC profile. To leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Sayonara.